Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So today in this video we are going to see administrative units part in the AzureAD. So in the last videos we had covered users group, external identities and roles and administrators. So as part of this section we are going to cover administrative units. So first of all, administrative unit is what is administrative units? So administrative unit is nothing but grouping the resources together and managing in effective way, right? So this administrative group is nothing but if you have a group of people in your organization, they might be having different departments. Let's say HR department, accounts department, IT department, developer department, like that. So when you wanted to manage these people based on their respective department, so it will be a easy tool to group those users and devices and groups together under this administrative unit, and you can assign a person as an administrator to that particular administrative unit. Then that particular person or that particular administrator can able to manage those people in your organization. So when you are providing administrative permission, let's say you are giving a user administrative permission to one of the administrator in your organization, to the HR administrative unit. So he can able to control only the person which is there under the HR administrative unit. He can't able to control or can't able to manage other users. Let's say for the IT users or account users or developer users, those users he cannot able to control. Even though he's having a user administrator role, he can't able to control. So that is what all about this Azure administrative unit is. So I have a PPT for you guys. So if you see here, what I told the same thing, it is Microsoft represented in the pictorial format. You can see here. So this Azure administrative unit is nothing but it is grouping the people, school of business, like that they have mentioned in this example. So this is one of the administrative group, and this will be the one of administrative group, and this is another one administrative group. So when you are assigning the administrative permission to this user admin, or you are assigning any rules to the particular administrative unit, he can able to control only the people which is inside the school of business AU. He can't able to control school of engineering users, right? Users or devices, whatever they are under this particular AU administrative unit, right? So we can add users, groups and devices under this Azure administrative unit. So these are all the things which we'll be covering in this video. If you go to the next video, next slide, they have mentioned what are all the capabilities you can able to do it by using this administrative unit. What are the things you can do? What are the limitations they have mentioned? So here you can able to create administrative unit by using the PowerShell, Graph, Azure portal, and Microsoft 365 portal admin center as well. But there are some capabilities you cannot do, which is order remove groups dynamically based on the rules. So the dynamic rule creation not supported by administrative unit. Okay, so the administrator capability will be same. When you are assigning the user administrator role, he will be able to do all the activities whatever fall under user administrator, but that is limited to inside the administrative unit. And as per this administrative unit limit, you cannot able to control dynamic groups under this administrative unit. Okay, and here you can, another one restriction is add or remove users or devices dynamically based on the rules. So right now it is in preview, but they have this is not supported in Microsoft 365 admin center, but it can be done using PowerShell and Azure portal. But this dynamic group addition is not possible. Only user and devices is possible dynamically, but that is also only limited to Azure portal and PowerShell. You cannot do it using Microsoft 365 admin center, right? So the rest of the things are it's no, very straightforward. So you can see and understand as an administrative unit scope administrator that can be done on this all this way of administration tools. Okay, so let's move on to the portal and we'll have the real-time scenario or demo on this thing. Okay, so now I don't have any administrative units, and one more thing, to create the administrative unit you should be a global administrator, right? So if you wanted to learn more about administrative units, you can click here. It will take you to this administrative unit. It's all Microsoft article there here. So let me first create, I have logged in as a global administrator, so let me first create a administrative unit. So just click here, administrative, and let me give a HR AU just for our reference. So this group is to manage HR people and devices and groups under the administrative units. So what I'm gonna do is, so I'll be assigning user administrator role on this particular AU. Okay, so let me give user administrator role, and it is asking me to add a administrator to manage this Azure administrative since I have selected a user administrator, it's asked me to select user administrator whom we wanted to assign user administrator role for this AU alone. So let me assign test. Okay, or test one. Let me assign a test one group. Okay, I have added. So now we can review and create it. So it is now created. You can see here now the administrative unit is showing HREAU. So let me go to the users. First we have to check whether the test one user is having any other administrator role which is applied across AzureAD tenant, right? So what I'll do, go to this and we'll go to the Azure roles of the test one user. We'll validate what all the access he is having. We'll check whether it is the C. So this particular user account is having user administrator role, and the scope is only on HRAU. So this particular administrator role is assigned to HRAU only. So he can able to do the user administration only on the HRAU people, right? So it is active. So we have provided the active assignments only. That's the reason it is showing active assignment. If you go here, the user is not part of an administrative unit, so that's the reason it is not showing. So in this case, let me create a new user and we'll add that new user into the HR AU. Okay, let me create a new user. For this demonstration, I will be giving HR head. I'll mention for this user account, just for our just for our identification. I have created HR head. Okay, let everything be same. So we just want to know or trying to administrate the things. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to create it. So, and to differentiate you guys, I'm going to create one more user. That user is going to be a developer. So I will mention developer. Okay, so developer, let's create this. So this two account we have created, right? So now I am going to add this HR get account to this AU, HRAU. Okay, now I have gone through this HRAU. I am just adding this user to the HRAU. This HR head user I'm assigning to administrative unit of HRAU. Okay, I just selected S. So now the user is added to this HRAU. So as a administrator test one on this HRAU, now he can able to control HR get, HR head account he can able to do. Since he is having the user administrator role, he can able to reset the password of this user, change the, he can enable or disable this HR head account, and he can do all the user account related activities, but he should not able to access other account which we just created developer. So the developer account he should not able to control. So that is the main motive of this administrative units. Let's test it out. So now I'm going to portal dot. I'm going to log in as a test one user, and will try to manage the user, both the users, and we'll see the result. So it's test one at the rate of 1G, sorry, 6G7 on Azure.com. Being created. Now I'm logging in. Let's see. So now I'm going to the AzureAD. See, it's loading up. So now we are in the AzureAD. We can able to see all the information of the AzureAD, and see rest of the information are not showing at all, because you are having the user administrator only, right? So that's the reason it's not created out. So let me go to the user. Because we can able to see all the users, but you cannot control these users account. So remember, these both users are normal users, they don't have any AzureAD rules. So this test one account should be able to control this HRGet account, since it's part of this account is part of AU, and you should not be able to control this account because is not having the user administrator role on tenant level or AzureAD level. He is having the administrator role only, user administrator role only on AU level. So let's try out. So let's go to this user. I'm gonna try to reset the password of this developer account the very first time. Okay, so I'm in the developer account. See, this option is graded out. I cannot take any action on this account, right? See, edit user permission, it's nothing we can I can able to do it. Okay, and if you click on the HR user account, it will also show the same, because you cannot control the people directly from the all users, even though if they are part of the AU. Okay, we have to go to the AU, there we can able to reset the password. Okay, so let's try that out. Now let me go to this. If you see guys, so I will reiterate this thing. I'm going to user all users, and I'm just to open this HRGet HRHead. So you can see this option is not available for me, it's graded out. Okay, now I'm going to access this HR unit, and if I click the HR unit, I can able to see the users. So here I can see the HR head, right? So now if I click the user, I can able to see the password reset option. See, this is what I told. So now I can reset the password of this HR head, because this HR head is fall under HRAU administrative unit, and this test one user account is having user administrator role on HRAU. So let's reset the password. See, I can able to reset the password. So this is all about this administrative unit. So Microsoft provided this because if you are having a very big organization and you wanted to as an administrator based on the particular region or particular department, you can use it. So it is not only for department, you can, let's say for the organization is having multiple branches in multiple cities, so you can create but you are having only one at AzureAD. So that time what you can do is you can assign one administrator to the particular one city office, and you can create a AU, and you can assign all the users whosoever is there in the particular city, and you can bring them in the administrative unit, and you can assign the administrative unit user administrator role to the administrator, so he can able to control whole users which is fall under that particular city branch office, right? So this is all I wanted to let you know, guys. So yeah, that's for today. So if you have any question on this, please feel free to put it in the comment section and share our channel to your friends whosoever willing to learn Microsoft 365. So yeah, have a good day. Thanks again.